Alright, greetings, and sorry for not uploading in a while. Thinking you I was taking a break because I was thinking some of you guys would get because I had gotten a comment that you guys that you were that they were getting quite annoyed with the amount uploads and the fact that I've been on Upperman Zero. I was apparently spoiling some stuff when I said that there were manga spoilers in the first part. So this is just going to be a little test what if to see if you guys will enjoy it. And this is what if female Deku was an ice demon. Now some of you guys might be wondering, wait, aren't you already doing some demon what ifs? Yes, I am, so let me explain this. When I see what demon what ifs, I see that they mainly do one type of demon, and then that's just it. And that's just the entire demon thing. But for me, I prefer to separate my demons into different types and different power categories. So obviously, Demon Queen is the highest and the most powerful, while something like the Ice Demon one that I'm doing right now is like a mid-tier type one. So I'm just going to explain her abilities. Her basic abilities are control over basically control over the temperature of anything. So yes, she could also freeze the air and produce liquid nitrogen. So she also has two forms. This is her normal state, and this is her second state, which I like to call absolute zero. Now this sort of works like the stand from part 5. I don't remember what it's called, but it basically creates ice. It basically freezes the air around it. I don't remember its name, but if you guys do know the name, leave a comment down below. So basically, that's what her transformation does, but is also quite dangerous for her. And these are her parents. So in this one, she will be related to Todoroki. She will be his cousin. And her mother's quirk is similar to Rei's ice quirk, but it's a lot stronger. And her father's quirk is called Archdemon. So yeah, let's move forward. Oh yeah, and Yue will be at college in this one, so she will be 18 once she joins UA. So, how long I've been talking for 3 minutes, like the end of the what if already. Anyway, Izumi will be born to... I'll just use Midoriya because I'll say this is Hazashi's brother. So, Izumi Midoriya will be born to give me a minute. I need to think of names. I didn't think about this beforehand because I haven't done voice in ages. Alright, so her mother's name will be Ellie, and her father's name will be Hiroshi. Yes, Hiroshi. I know I'm lazy. So Izumi will be born to Hiroshi and Chloe Midoriya. As once she's born, they do notice the two horns with the flames coming off of them. When the doctors go to check the temperature, the temperature from the flames reads as below zero, as these are sub-zero flames. So the crisis was over, but they did notice that whatever part of Izumi's body touched, it would immediately turn to ice. So they realized that her quirk has already been activated, and appears to have been active for a while. As due to Izumi's quirk and Chloe's quirk both being active around the same time, Chloe's insides have suffered some frostbite, but it's nothing too bad. It's only like a few bits here and there, but it's not too bad due to her natural resistance to ice due to her quirk. So, as Izumi's growing up, Hiroshi and Chloe have been basically looking after her and teaching her how to use her quirk. Not the same way Endeavor had, God no. They basically raised her like a normal child, and she was born around the same time as Shoto. So, yeah, as Izumi would be playing outside, as she would know that her quirk is quite dangerous, so she constantly wears gloves like these all the time, so that she doesn't accidentally end up freezing anything. So as she's playing outside, her mother, Chloe, calls her. So and says that they're going to be visiting she's going to be visiting her cousins. As Izumi's quite excited about this, as Hiroshi and Chloe put Izumi in the car, as Hiroshi would ask, "Is this a good idea? I mean, your brother-in-law isn't the best guy to put Izumi in an environment with." As Chloe would respond with, "She should be fine. Besides, even if Endeavor tries anything, he knows what will happen." As the air suddenly gets very cold around Chloe, as Hiroshi would say, "Chloe, dear, please, the car temperature is dropping. You're going to freeze the oil." As Chloe would immediately bring the temperature back to normal, as she'd say, "I'm very sorry." As they would as a couple of hours later, they would arrive at Endeavor's house. Shoto is currently outside playing in the garden, as Izumi immediately bolts out the door as she runs over and hugs Shoto, as she would say, "Shoto!" As Shoto would say, "Izumi, what are you doing here?" As Izumi would say, "We came to visit." As Izumi, no, Izumi, Shoto would say, "Ah, I see. Well, let's go inside. Natsu and Fuyumi are waiting." As Izumi would say, "Okay." As they would then walk inside, as Natsu and Fuyumi would greet Izumi into the house, as Chloe and Hiroshi would walk into the house as well. With Hiroshi and Chloe basically giving Endeavor the death glare, because they know what Endeavor has done to Rei, as this is just a while before Rei was sent to the mental hospital, so their relationship is strained a bit. So Hiroshi and Chloe are giving Endeavor the death glare right now, as Endeavor is getting uncomfortable with it. As Izumi would say, Shoto, where's Toya?" As Shoto would say, Toya isn't sorry, Toya isn't here anymore. He passed away, as Izumi would say. I'm so sorry, Shoto. I didn't know. As Shoto would say, no, it's okay. As they would then both head to play a bit more. As Izumi would have to go home a couple of hours later. As Izumi, Chloe, and Hiroshi would then head home. As we skip forward a couple of years to where Izumi is now 15 years old, and so is Shoto. And Izumi has gotten some control over her absolute zero form, but not complete control over it. So it can, and like I said, it's still going to be quite dangerous for her to use it. So it's more like a last-ditch effort for her to turn into it. As Izumi would have been bullied due to her quirk's appearance, but she had quickly shut those bullies up just by lowering the temperature by about, I'll say about 50 degrees. She's literally capable of turning an entire classroom into a winter wasteland at this point. So imagine what she'll be capable of once she turns 18. As she does go to the same middle school as Shoto. As Izumi, it would be lunch period. As Izumi would see Shoto. As Izumi would have sat next to him. As she would say, "Hey Shoto, how have you been doing?" As she does have like a quite chipper appearance. She does have let me explain her personality right here. She's quite happy and cheerful when she's around people that she knows or close friends. But she's around like people she doesn't know, she can appear as let's just say a cold-hearted sociopath. As Izumi is sitting next to Shoto and enjoying her lunch, along with Shoto, and Shoto is a bit better in this one, so he isn't like closed off because Izumi's been there for like emotional support for him. And the thing is, not people in their high school don't really know that that Izumi and Shoto are cousins. So a lot of the girls do get jealous of Izumi basically hanging around Shoto a lot, and Shoto just being kind to her, while to other people he's just like very closed off. As a bunch of the girls in Izumi's class and Shoto's class would have tried to plot something to get rid of Izumi. As we reach the end of the school day, as their plan is then put into effect. As they are basically waiting for hold on. Sorry about that. As they're waiting for Shoto to leave and Izumi to wander off, as Izumi would walk off back to her home, as these girls would try to ambush her, as they would begin to close in on her, a couple on each side. As Izumi would look at them, as she would say, "Do you really think this is going to end well for any of you? You guys really must be absolutely terrible at this." as she would close her hand, as she would then open it, as ice would appear in it. As she has taken off the gloves at this point, as she would say, you types of people make me sick. As she would slam her hand onto the ground, as basically a blizzard would form in that area, as the entire area would be turned into a whiteout. As nobody can see anybody else, as Izumi is basically picking them off one by one, as by the end of the whiteout, all the bullies have been knocked out. As Izumi would have said, if you guys were really planning on jumping somebody with such a powerful quirk, you really need to take into account their strengths and weaknesses. Now then, I'll leave you with that lesson, as she would then walk off back to her house. And that is where I'm going to leave this part off. I do apologize if this has been terrible. My brain hasn't really been focused on what ifs for a while, so do forgive me if this is terrible. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.